Hi, I'm Michelle Pearse, CEO of the Australian Christian Lobby, and welcome to the Weekly Wrap, your source for the latest political news from a Christian perspective. First up this week, we're encouraged to see a growing push to protect our kids from being pressured into harmful gender-related medical interventions. South Australian Senator Alex Antic in October tabled his Childhood Gender Transition Prohibition Bill, which aims to stop such procedures for minors under 18, including gender transition surgeries and damaging puberty-blocking drugs. These drugs, administered at ages where children don't have the emotional maturity or cognitive foresight to give informed consent, are unjustly stunting our kids' natural, healthy development. In Australia, the number of teen detransitioners expressing crippling regret over their decision is growing, as reported in the recent 7 News expose, making the need for urgent scrutiny of shady practices and robust regulation very clear. We're pleased to see broad community support forming behind Senator Antic's bold bill, which is well-researched, well-articulated and sorely needed. In a separate move, Frank Pangello, former investigative reporter and South Australian MP, has called for an inquiry into the treatment of gender dysphoric children. Adding to their voices this week were over 35 Australian psychiatrists, psychologists and doctors who have raised serious professional concerns about the New South Wales government's framework for treating gender dysphoria in children. In an open letter to New South Wales MPs recently picked up by the Australian newspaper, they criticised the framework's departure from cautious models adopted by other countries, including Sweden and Denmark and Finland, France, the US and the UK, all questioning the evidence supporting puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones. Finally, earlier this week, I had a call with Communications Minister Michelle Rowland to discuss our ongoing concerns about the proposed Misinformation and Disinformation Bill, which poses a serious threat to our freedom of speech in this country. And Minister Rowland has remained open to ACL's consultation on this matter. She promised substantial revisions to include religious protections and delayed the bill's introduction until next year. While we appreciate this move and Michelle Rowland's openness to dialogue, it remains the very strong preference of ACL to see this bill binned in its entirety. The fact that it is necessary to adjust the bill so that it no longer impinges on freedoms such as religious expression is a clear indication of its excessive reach relative to its stated protective purposes. As more comes to light in this issue, we'll continue to keep you informed and our advocacy will continue to be strong so that we can express our faith without fear of being silenced and edited out of our communities by this communist-style legislation. Well, that's been another Weekly Wrap. Thanks for joining us and I'll see you next week.